I'm on. Woohoo! Yeah. I got my backup band over here. The geese, the ducks. Hi, everybody. Oh boy, I'm just Leslie Plazz here. I'm just praying that this whole setup holds because, yeah, it never fails. I try to come out here and do something, and it turns into a comedy act. Not even a minute into this thing, and I got material. Okay, Leslie Plazz, Zazoo Plazz report. In the Buggy Woods, June 12th, 2022. Coming up on that Sagittarius full moon this week. Woohoo! I got a stellium in Sagittarius. You know what a stellium means, boys and girls? Oh, Mr. Rogers, tell us. Well, a stellium in astrology means that you've got a whole bunch of planets. I feel like Eddie Murphy doing Mr. Robinson's neighborhood. Oh my God. All right. Do you need a good laugh? You're gonna get it today. Cause I'm ready to roll, baby. Okay. So it means that, like, you've got 12 houses in okay, your astrological chart. Picture it as a circle with 12 equal divisions, right? Those are houses. And then the third one, each house means something else. Like, you have your dining room, your kitchen, your living room, whatever. So the third house is the house of communication and like short distance travel, like your neighborhood, like the people in your neighborhood, whatever. I got like 3 of my personal planets, which are Mercury, Venus, and Mars, all crammed in there. That means every week I walk to a tree in the woods behind my house and I talk to a camera, which is in my phone, and I put it out there because I have to. Because I just have to. Anyway, and Sagittarius is the truth teller, right? So now we got the moon. It's always the full moon is always opposite, whatever sun sign we're in. So we're in Gemini, and the opposite is Sagittarius. So that's why I'm kind of, I'm getting hit here because my North Node is in Gemini. That means that's where you're going. It's in my 9th house, which is publishing, travel, philosophy. You get the idea. Ducks. Anyway. So, yeah, Gemini is a season where we want to know stuff. Well, I always want to know stuff. But, we're extra talkative, we want to go. Like, I'm always curious about many things. But during this time of year, I just want to learn something new. And now I just, want to delve into the, nuts and bolts of every little thing. So that I can offer it to you, good people of the Zazoo Plazz community, every week in some form. And so yesterday in my town here in north central eastern Connecticut, we had something called the Strawberry Fest. It's just, oh, get off there. Get off my bag. Strawberry bug. So, yeah, every year, they have this, and we have a few orchards around, field, like strawberry fields. One popular one is Zen's, D-Z-E-N. It is a local one in my town of South Windsor here in Connecticut. People go, we used to when the kids were little, you'd go and, pick strawberries. And there's a lot of local little orchards and places in Connecticut where it's fun to go and pick apples or strawberries or blueberries, and then come home and make stuff. So when I used to write for the local newspaper, which I'm going to get to today, I had the good fortune of talking to some people. One lady who put together a rhubarb cookbook for their town out in eastern Connecticut, and I publicized that, wrote about it, for the newspaper. And I still have those recipes. So I'm like, where am I going to get rhubarb? I typed it in, on my grocery online thing. It's like, oh, rhubarb. Where do you get rhubarb? I'm going to figure that out. I'll let you know. But that was something. I mean, growing up, I'd always have, strawberry rhubarb. You'd always have strawberries with the rhubarb because the rhubarb is kind of bitter and you have to put sugar in it. And it's not one of those things like, hey, let's have some rhubarb. Right? I could do a whole routine on just rhubarb. But anyway, I digress. And I'll get to the other thing I wrote about for the local paper. It's a condominium, neighborhood that they built here in town now this was like 15 years ago for the over 55. So these are the people who are now 70 plus to go live there. The baby boom generation, our elders. So anyway, so that in a nutshell is what I'm going to talk about today. Strawberry is the key word. And I've even got my little strawberry top. I got this at my local, when I did that big run to the thrift store, I got this top. It's a Vineyard Vines. It's like really nice quality. See folks? So after you wash it, you can't tell the difference. I love this top. Anyway, yesterday in town they had their annual Strawberry Fest. So people go, they have all kinds of like bouncy houses for the kids and craft booths set up and dog contests and then the central event is the strawberry shortcake that they have. You get your biscuit, you get your strawberries, you get your cream or whatever, and your whipped cream on top. I don't know. That's not how I make it. I would always make it for Father's Day. And we'd have a cookout, which is next weekend, which also will be a year since my mom died. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to finesse that this year. Finesse is a big word. Have Dad over, celebrate Juneteenth, Mom's anniversary, and Father's Day on the same day. That might be tricky, but I think it's better to do something than nothing. So that's what I'll be dealing with this week. And I lost the little thingy that goes on top of my phone. So it's like precariously balanced. I lost it in the woods last week after my report. And now I can't find it. So my husband gave me this little silver thingy, I'm not even going to get it, to put on the top so the whole thing doesn't fall apart. Anyway, enough of my little struggles. But I'm here. I overcame that, and I'm here. I offer for your enjoyment Little Miss Strawberry, 1967. So every year at the Strawberry Fest in town, now I didn't grow up in this town. I grew up in a town a little bit to the west and south of here, near Hartford, east of Hartford. So this is Little Miss Strawberry. That's me, Zazoo. I would say it was probably the spring of 1967 because I was over a year, so I was about a year and a half here. That's about right. Probably June of 67. And there I am. Look at me. I was in my backyard, squinting because I never liked the bright sun. Look at me. I got my little strawberry outfit on with the little pants, the little socks, and I'm clutching my dolly. Look at me. Aww. I love that picture. And I've been looking at it, and so what my parents did, I guess my mom had done this before she passed. She had some of these old photos, made up. I mean, it was a color photo to begin with, so it probably was 1967 or 8. It was with color. It was a color slide. So, it was brilliant color. It's not like I had it colorized or anything, like this, Wizard of Oz. That's me. My parents took color pictures of me, so I'm not that old. Clutching my little dolly. So what I wanted to bring out was how everything ties together. All the little pieces are fitting into place, aren't they? The Strawberry Fest and my writing. I just finished scanning in all my articles so everybody can read them, the ones that were published. So what I want to say, the song is Strawberry Fields by the Beatles. Strawberry Fields Forever by the Beatles. John Lennon, Paul McCartney, which came out, coincidentally, in 1967, when I was about a year old and a half, maybe. So I don't remember hearing it back then, but I certainly did hear it growing up. And I think it's one of those songs that, I absorbed it, rather than like some of the older generations. They lived it. They were in their 20s when it came out, or their teens even. But for me, it was in the background. The music. And it was soothing. It was magical mystery music, right? And that was, I think, the name of the album, was it the Magical Mystery Tour. I didn't know what all that stuff was about. It was all very elusive to me, and all very, because Neptune is right on my sun. Snapped. I was meant to look into this stuff later being now, because, when you're growing up, your older cousins don't want to talk to you, right? They're all sitting in the corner listening to their albums. They're like, get out of here. They're all telling you to leave, right? My whole life, I've been sitting at the kiddie table. Well, you know what? It's time to sit at the grown-up table. You know what? Even better. I'm going to have my own table. I don't need to sit with the grown-ups. I have the Zazoo table. So anybody wants to come with me and sit at the Zazoo table, you are more than welcome. If you have a view of the world that's like mine, and you're in the woods talking about strawberry fields, and you have a unique sense of humor, I want to know you. I want to know who you are. Because, we can share stories. So that's Little Miss Strawberry. So what I found was, a few years ago when the kids were little, like I said, I was freelance writing for the local paper back when they would hire freelancers for feature articles, because they deemed me too optimistic, too rosy to write, about town meetings or, serious topics. So they gave me the soft stuff, the food, the illusionist, the real estate, because I was good writing about houses. I got midheaven and Cancer, of course I was. So anyway, they sent me out. I worked for this editor named Rhonda. I think her name was Rhonda or Rhoda. No, it was Rhonda. She's not there anymore. They replaced her with some guy named Chip, I think. And we didn't get along. I think I wrote a couple articles for him, and then he said that I was too slow. He wanted a quick turnaround, and I said, I'm turning around and I'm leaving. Or it was a mutual thing, whatever. Anyway, Rhonda was kind of cool. Rhoda, Rhonda, I don't remember. No, Rhoda was, she was Mary Tyler Moore's friend there. Woo! Strawberry fields, nothing is real. Oh, nothing to get hung about. Where was I? Yeah, so anyway, she sent me out to interview this realtor who was promoting these new condos called Strawberry Fields. Now, where they're located is on one of the main streets that runs through my town, sort of across from the street where the police station is, so they can keep an eye on all those all those over 55 active adults. And next to this wonderful preserve of open land, which they called they named for Michael Donnelly, who I think I can find out more information, but he was in one of the wars. I think it might have been the Persian Gulf War, and he was a hero. He was a hero. He came back a hero, and injured, and they named that after him. He's not that. I think he's still alive. He may have passed. I don't know. I don't want to say anything, but anyway, they named it after this man, and it's wide open. It's got trails. It's got nature. You can go in there and just kind of get lost, like strawberry fields, right? Mrs. Fields is my son's. Shout out to Mrs. Fields, my son's environmental science teacher, my younger son, who inspired him to go to college for environmental science. She ignited in him this fire, this love of nature, wanting to, be out in nature and work for the environment. So doesn't it all tie together? So there's this strawberry field place. Now the preserve, I don't think it was wide open, but when they built it, they knew they were going to leave it open, which was kind of cool. So strawberry field, they have one of those clubhouses, and it's red, and then you go in, it's got a little sign that has a strawberry on it, and very nice places. They're very expensive though, very upper. So as you're listening to the Beatles, you can luxuriate, comfort, pay $10,000 in taxes. I don't know how much the taxes are, but they're, it's one of those upper level places, not for just the riffraff like us people. So anyway, I digress. Where was I? Oh, yeah. Nothing to get hung about. Strawberry field forever. That's all she wrote. Yeah. So ironically, that was one of the articles I wrote. And then there was the rhubarb one. It's strawberries. It's one of those things. Strawberries. My dad and I, you love them, and you eat strawberries and everything. You put them in your oatmeal. You have shortcake. You put them in your shakes, in your yogurt, and everything. And then at the end of June, you're so darn sick of strawberries, you never want to eat another strawberry as long as you live. So it's one of those things. I used to break out, when I ate too many strawberries. Chocolate, same thing. So Little Miss Strawberry. That was kind of every year they name a Little Miss Strawberry, right? In the towns when they have their shortcake festival. I was never named Little Miss Strawberry, but I'm naming myself. I was Little Miss Strawberry 1967, and they wrote a song about me. No, they didn't. Sorry, John, I know you wrote. So the story behind the song, according to Wikipedia and a million other sources I found online, something about John Lennon went to live with some relatives or something. I guess his dad wasn't, his dad ended up dying when he was young, and his mom also died when he was, but so he was with these relatives, and there was an orphan school next door, and they called Strawberry Field. And, he used to go and play there. It was just like a playground or something at the school for orphans. And he used to go and hang out there, climb trees or whatever. It was just a place that he could be. He wanted to go there. It would take him out of his day-to-day reality. And he didn't have to be anybody or do anything. He could just go and and just see what he found, see what came to him. He was a child, an adult who he thought he was really different. Well, he was different because nobody really thought the way he thought or saw the way he saw things. And that must, I know that's a lonely way to live because that's how I've been living my whole life. Thinking that, I'm pretty different. How do I deal with it? How do I become someone, And what you end up doing is, looking to this person or that person. This person says, okay, you've written a great book. It makes me laugh. But don't put this part. Take this part out. Put that, over there. But it came through with everything else, What do I do? Who do I report to, Do I report to someone on the earth, external, or do I report to a higher authority, And there are very good people with whom I've come in contact, in my life, and a lot of them see the world the way I do, and I'm grateful for those people. And sometimes, you meet other people to say, you know what, I'm seeing from outside, and this is the way to go. And I'm fortunate to, I had those people when I was writing my book. I had people who, saw things that I didn't see. So you need that. But at the same time, there's a little bit of this, I guess I'd call it a regret or a wistfulness that, and that when you feel that, that's your inner self talking. It's like, oh, yeah, I guess, but I really want to stay longer, I don't want to go now. I want to, it's that little voice, you barely hear it that says, but, I really wanted to put this out there. I really wanted to go here. I didn't want to go there. I wanted to do this. And how do you distinguish if that little voice is something you should listen to? And I think it's because, if it makes you happy, if it makes your heart jump, if it just makes you come alive, that's an indication that, you know what, you gotta listen to that. But it requires a stillness and a almost becoming almost like a hermit or a monk or a sister or whatever you will. Not that you have to spend your whole life, away from people, but I think to really know who you are, there is a certain amount of stillness that you need to cultivate in life. And for me, when I cultivate that stillness, it's always worthwhile. I always come out of it refreshed and laughing. So I think that my essence is just pure joy. It's just, let's have a party, So I have to run with that. You find your true essence. It's waiting for you, but it's not waiting for you, out there off the highway. Maybe it's waiting for you after you listen to a Beatles song, or when you're lying in your backyard looking up at the night sky, or sitting by the campfire playing a song, or someplace that's your strawberry field. It's different for everybody. Mine is, out here in the woods. Sometimes in the ocean, by the ocean, but not like the beach when in the height of summer when everyone is there kind of ocean. It's more like the ocean in the middle of the winter when there's nobody there. Or if I'm out floating, like on a raft in the ocean somewhere. That's more my kind of ocean. Or even a lake, We used to go to lakes when we took vacations with the kids when they were younger. You could go out, row a kayak out to some little inlet somewhere and, lie on your kayak or, lie on some little island, some little inlet and just, be. That's my idea of, an ideal place, my strawberry field. But I see it's already time to go. But refreshed and ready to take on another week out there. Who knows what awaits? Great ideas. And, getting a little tired of strawberries, but yeah, blueberry month is coming. It's something to look forward to, right? So, till next week. I hope you have a very nice week. Get that. You catch that. Boom, boom, boom. See you next week. Be happy. Take care. Bye-bye.